Good morning, it's Monday. Oh, I can't even tell you how many dramas I have had with my tech this morning already, and the day's just getting started. All right, I'm just sharing this with my page. Then we are good to go. Hey Sean, how are you? 2 seconds, I'm just sharing this with my biz page and away we go. Alrighty, tech issues already this morning, but it's all good. Hey Andrew, how are you? See, I like being on this time of morning because there are people around. So this is my new thing. I'm gonna be up extra early. Oh, I'm up early anyway, but I'm gonna be live extra early. So today is, the heading is write that book, take the stage, launch that program, and what are you waiting for? And I woke up this morning feeling super fired up, and if you go onto my business page, you'll see I've already done it was for Instagram TV and then it released onto my page. But I began by asking the question, when heading into this new week that we've got, are you going into the week feeling fired up, or are you going into the week feeling fearful? Because how you go into the week with your, what's going on between here is going to really dictate and determine the outcome that you have at the end of the week. So are you, yeah, I know, Andrew, it's been a bugger. So are you fired up about the week ahead? Are you really plugged into what you know you are capable of making happen this week? Or are you fearful? Are you anxious about maybe not picking up the clients you want, not making enough money, or going live and nobody listening to the things that you've got to say, or sending out an email and nobody wants to read it? Are you fearful or are you fired up? Because it's important to be fired up. You've got to play this game, this entrepreneurial game, to win, not play not to lose. And that is not semantics. There's a world of difference between playing to win and playing not to lose. So set your intentions, be strong, be super firm about the intentions that you have for the week ahead, and really tap into that part of you where you can make anything happen with the right attitude and the right amount of determination. You can make anything happen. I'm just seeing Andrew said he's so fired up. That's awesome, Andrew. Glad to hear that. That's awesome. So what's your big goal? What is the thing that you've been sitting on out of fear for a while? Is it writing that book? Is it getting on stage and speaking? Hey, Kobe. Is it launching your next program? What is it? Is it starting a new business? Is it closing an old one? Because I know that that's a big one. Last year, I think it feels like 5 years ago now, I closed down everything that I was doing, and that was a big decision because it had been very successful and working really well. Just wasn't aligned anymore, and I had to move forward. So sometimes the decision is that it's walking away from something. Thank you for the love, Brian. Sometimes it's more about the stuff that you need to let go of so that you've freed up to really do the stuff you're passionate about and feel really purpose-driven about. There's that beautiful saying that says, don't hold on to what's good at the expense of what can be great. Too often we sit in that place of feeling like we want to stay inside our comfort zone because it feels comfortable, and we fear what's going to happen if we let something go. Honestly, whenever one door closes, a better one is always ready to open up if you have the right attitude and the right intention for it. So if there's something that you're tolerating in your life right now, something that's just ticking along in the background that's driving you a little bit crazy, then it's time to release it. Because when you release that, you're going to open the door to bigger and better things. But this week, I want you to really be focused on being fired up and forget the fear. Just drop the fear entirely and just get on with doing what you know you are capable of doing. Now, if you are not in my Secret Coaches business, you need to get in that program. If you go to my business page, Michelle Hext Official, if you're not on there already, you'll see there's a link there for Secret Coaches business. Otherwise, just put it in the search bar and you'll find it. I will come back and add the link later on to the video. But Secret Coaches business is a free community for coaches. Yeah, they are. And thanks, Andrew. Secret Coaches Business is it's a group for coaches. And when I say coaches, I mean obviously your life coaches, business coaches, leadership coaches, all of that. But anyone that coaches people, so you might be a martial arts coach, you might have students underneath you. If you consider yourself a coach and you know what it's like to go through the highs and lows of running any coaching based practice and to grow a thriving coaching practice, then come on inside the community. I'm running a free 5-day challenge in a few weeks. It was going to be next Monday, but I realized I've double booked myself, so I'm going to have to bump it back a week. But that free program is going to be on launching your first group online coaching program. So that's going to be free, and I'm going to be in there every single day delivering top-notch content. So you don't want to miss out on that. So it's Secret Coaches Business. Actually, let me just do it now. Then we know that it will get done. Although everything's so slow at the moment. All right, here we go. I have the link. Instead of me talking about it, I'm going to drop it in the comments now so you can see it there. Cool. So it's a group that, I've been coaching for over 25 years. I've been coaching, in martial arts. I had martial arts schools and was a coach of not just my students, but my student instructors and things like that. But I've been coaching in the traditional sense, life coaching, business coaching, since I was first qualified in 1991. That's a long time. I've been coaching a very long time. And I've run this business, the business of me, in a number of different ways over the years. I've run $25,000 high-end group coaching programs. I've run $97 5-day online programs. I've run group programs, individual programs. I've tried it all, I've done it all. And I've coached many coaches over the years. And this is really where I'm snuggling into my sweet spot, which is working with coaches. And I've stayed the course over the years. I've had a lot of success over the years, and there are a lot of different things that I've tried. There are a lot of different things that I quit on too early that I should have really stayed the course on, because when I look back, I think all that was going to take was a little bit more time. I'm going to come back to your comment in a minute, Ruby, but I want to use that group to share my experience, to share behind the scenes stuff, and a lot of the stuff that doesn't get spoken about when we grow a coaching business. And that is, sometimes we attract clients that aren't good for us, or sometimes we take on a client that seems great at the time. Hey, Jen, and then, something goes a little bit south. And as coaches, we take it really personally, we take it on board that, it's our job to be able to make sure that we get the result for our clients. But a lot of the times the clients just don't do the work, and people don't talk about that. And we want to get in there and have those real and honest conversations, because my number one priority is supporting the coaching world, because I know it's a tough gig. It's one of the most rewarding things you'll ever do in your life as a career, but it also has a lot of challenges that many other businesses don't have. So that's where I want to spend my time, in the coaching community, helping coaches feel good about being coaches again. And that was the thing last year. Last year, I'd stopped calling myself a coach, because coaching had attracted such a bad rap, because there were so many bad coaches out there, and there were so many coaches out there that were not really coaches. They might have had a little bit of success in something, and then they're like, oh, I'm a coach in that, and they've never really been trained to be a coach. And not everybody does need official training to be a coach, although I do think it's really handy, because there's a certain skill set that you learn through coaching training that you don't get anywhere else. And where's I going with that? It's my little rant. I got distracted by the comments. But yeah, so I want to, the coaching, I think with the coaching community, we do have unique challenges, and I've seen it all, experienced it all. I've been on the block a long time, and so I want to be able to use my expertise and my wisdom and the experience that I've had over the years to help you guys, avoid the things that make you feel really shitty as a coach, and to really remind you of why coaching is so incredible and why we should feel proud, which is where I was going, to call ourselves coaches. You know, we really do need to feel proud of being a coach because everybody needs a coach. Coaching's been around for years and years and years, and it's a very valuable tool. And if you are struggling with anything, it makes sense to me when I'm struggling with anything or I need a way to move forward because I've already hit my limit of, well, this is as much as I know, this is as far as I can take it. I hire a coach because coaching works. So feel proud to call yourself a coach, whatever industry you're in, you know, whether it's a sports coach or whether it's a life coach or leadership coaching or whatever that is, feel good about that. And let's just raise the reputation of coaching again. And I'm putting my hand up, I'm calling myself a coach again. I'm a coach, but I'm also an online business strategist, but I use them both together because that is what I am. I am a coach, and I also have great online strategies for getting people to launch that online program, group program that they've always wanted to launch so that they can leverage their time better. That's my wrap. That's what I'm all about. All right, I'm going to go to Ruby's comment. She said, freeing myself up for the things I want to change and embark on. I'm focused on putting things into place, but it all takes time. It does. Masters Agribusiness starts next month. Body comp is an everyday, every minute, but slow progress, prepping for October. And big ideas in the next few years. It's hard to break it, yeah. So that's the thing, Ruby. You know, we all have a lot of things that we want to achieve. We really do, because we're ambitious people, you know, and we're energetic people, and we're filled with great ideas, and we could act on any of them, and they would all, you know, any of them would be amazing if we gave them our focus. But it's a matter of really getting clear about the one thing that we want to focus on right now. I'm a big advocate of focusing on, or keeping the main thing the main thing. So if you've got one thing in particular that you need to move through, for example, it might be launching a program, or it might be comp prep, or it might be doing your masters. You can probably do them all, but what's your main priority? Keep the main thing, and then the others will fall into place. But always know what your main priority is, because if you can do that, if you can maintain the focus of your main priority, you're going to get there faster, and then that's going to free you up to spend that time that was taken focused on that on the next thing on the list. Try not to do 100 things all at once, because it's hard to tackle 100 things at once and do them all well. Better to pick one thing, excel at that, and then follow on with the next thing. Anyway, that kind of went everywhere today. But I am going to start coming on in the morning because I think it's better. There's more people around. Andrew just said, I'm beginning my new job as a nursing home director. Wow, with the team beneath me. I too have been a Taekwondo instructor and fitness coach, and I agree with everything you say. Amazing what our mutual coaching experience prepares you for. Yeah, exactly, Andrew. And you know, there are two things that had a huge impact on my life and shaping me. And one is definitely my Taekwondo past. You know, I'm having to take another freaking break because my body's just not quite right. But, you know, I've been training in Taekwondo since 1991. Which is a very long time, and I've been coaching. Well, I started coaching around that same time, actually. Isn't that interesting? 91. Yeah. No, 99 I started coaching, not 91. I was having a moment there. But the discipline of Taekwondo and being a competitor as well, and, you know, showing up every week and knowing that someone's trying to take your head off every single week, and forcing yourself to, you know, show up even when you know it's going to be hard. And then, you know, my very first fight I ever had, everyone in the club expected me to win, and I lost. And having to go back to the club after I lost, it was physically painful for me to go back, you know, and then preparing for the next tournament and winning, having a good winning streak after that, because I was mentally prepared for what I needed to do. So my Taekwondo training and discipline has helped me a lot, but also teaching people the art of Taekwondo and, you know, helping people overcome their fear of many of the things that happen in Taekwondo or any martial art, you know, the gradings and the sparring and the breaking boards, and using every trick in the book that I had to draw the best out of people so that they felt confident enough to go and do those things, so that they would grade for the next grading, so they would compete because they really wanted to compete even though they were scared, so that they would step on the mat and spar because that's such an integral and essential part of any martial art. And yeah, those wins and losses teach you everything. And then of course there's coaching people through a loss. Knowing how hard it was for me, you know, because I put everything into that preparation and I really saw myself as a winner. And when I didn't win, you know, I took it really hard. But because I knew how that felt, I was able to coach people through that same situation where they'd expected to win and loss instead. And that's, you know, that's really tough to come back from mentally, especially when you've got to go fight again. And yeah, it's so coaching skills were really built in that stage of my life. And then when I moved into and did my coaching qualification, I reckon, no, I was already a skilled coach because I had that experience. And yeah, it's a really I think you're either a natural born coach or you're not. And then I think you've got to be a good coach and you've got to really be about people. You know, my whole life I've been about helping extract the best from people. I met some friends that I hadn't seen for 17 or 18 years and have been in touch recently with another friend from that era, and in my old hometown that I used to live in. Hey Mindy. And all of those people said to me, you're no different, you're exactly the same, and you were always such a motivator, and I was always so inspired by you. And you know, a couple of these people had done Taekwondo with me years ago. I'd actually totally forgotten that they'd done Taekwondo with me. And they said, you know, that was the most motivated and inspired I'd ever been in my life. And so I already had that behind me before I went into my life, you know, doing my coaching accreditation. And that's what good coaches are. They care about people, you know, they care about getting the best out of people. And that's what we do innately. And then you add a coaching program to that and you learn how to coach effectively through the right, you know, having some great questions and knowing how to listen and listen for visual underlying thoughts and beliefs that are going on underneath the surface. You know, a natural coach knows that stuff anyway, but having the training really just sharpens your tools on that thing. So that those skills are even better, and you know how to have those conversations, and you know how to actually hand over the responsibility to the client so that you're not taking it on yourself to feel like it's my job to solve this person's problems. And so what's shaped me as a person over the years is the people that I've worked with and had impact over the last, you know, it's coming up to freaking 30 years, which is a long time. But my number one priority has always been people, you know, and helping them get the best out of themselves. It's changed over the years, you know. It was as a martial arts instructor, and then as as an online personal trainer and live personal trainer as well. It's all the same stuff to me, whether it's life, whether it's business, whether it's fitness. It's all about helping draw out, you know, the best in that person so that they can achieve the things that are most important to them. That's the most important thing to me. I want everybody to reach their highest potential. And when you're not in that place of reaching your potential or striving for your potential, you know how that feels. And when people come to me, when they work, you know, they come to me because they're in that place of, they feel totally disempowered and they're lost and they're just wandering aimlessly in their business usually these days. And it's because they've lost sight of those things. You know, they've lost sight of the things that are really important to them and what they're capable of, and they've forgotten what makes them good, and they've lost touch of that. So I love to be able to do that. And it's also, you know, this thing where they've forgotten to chase their potential, because if we're just, you know, hanging out and we're not consciously determined in a determined way, focused on growth, we're going backwards, and that's when we start to feel rattled. That's when we start to feel lost and all of that. So our number one priority, I reckon, every day has got to be to just move the needle on our potential every single day. If you do that, big or small, it doesn't matter, as long as you go to bed at night knowing that you've moved the needle in the right direction on fulfilling your potential in the areas of life that matter to you, then you're going to live a fulfilling life and things are just going to fall into place. And that's not me being Pollyanna. When you are grounded in who you are and your values, that's when you live an easy life. It's interesting, I'm going on another tangent, but I was having a conversation with my daughter last week, and she was relaying a story to me. Her and her brother had caught up, and I don't live near my kids, but my kids live next to each other, so very close to each other, so they get to catch up a lot. And it was so nice to hear her say, she said, you know, Cody and I have both gone through this stage where we're not honoring our values. And she said, and we were raised to do that. And that's when we feel like crap. That's when life starts to fall apart and things don't go the way we want and we don't feel good about it. We feel shit about ourselves because we're not honoring our values. And it's like, I'm sorry that they're struggling because of that, but I love that they're able to recognize that and know if things are feeling weird and I feel like I don't like myself very much, it's because I'm not honoring my values. And we are all like that. Some people are more in touch with their emotions and in touch with what it feels like to be out of integrity and out of alignment with their values and purpose and all of those things. And others aren't quite there yet. But yeah, it's a good takeaway to take from today, I think. If you are feeling lost, ungrounded, I don't even think that's a word, but if you're feeling grounded and you're feeling certain and you're feeling purposeful and passionate about the things in your life, you can achieve anything you want. If you're feeling like the world beneath your feet is a little bit shaky and you're uncertain and you're not quite sure what to do next, you've got to really go inward and get grounded again and think about, what are my values and am I honoring them? And what am I passionate about? And am I working towards that passion? And what is the potential that I saw for myself? And am I moving in the direction of that potential? Because if I'm not, then it's time to take a look at yourself and start to, implement some stuff that is going to move the needle on getting you in that direction. Because we all want to feel like we're growing and making progress in the right direction. If we're not, that's when we run into trouble. Anyway, I hope that helped, guys. That went kind of everywhere. But I'm going to be back tomorrow morning because, I've got lots to say at the moment. I feel like I've got lots to say. Didn't have much to say for a little while. I was feeling like, I've said it all before. But yeah, I feel like I'm in creative flow. That's another thing that I'm doing today. I'm going after this. There is a program. It's a free thing. It's called Co-Creating My Reality. It's a 100-day challenge. And I've done this challenge many times over the years and it's such a good focus. And over the weekend I had some spare time, and especially yesterday because I was like hungover as hell because I caught up with those friends and we knocked back the rosés, and so I spent a lot of time on the couch. I did go out and do my Reformer Pilates class, but I spent a lot of time on the couch. And so what I did was I went through the old videos. I did a video blog of the 100-day challenge, and it's like, I remember how I felt when I was doing that challenge. It was amazing. It gave me such a focus. So I'm going to go do that. So I'm going to shoot that live on YouTube, I think, and then, or maybe I'll do it on here. Let me think about it. But I'm going to do that 100-day challenge, and I'm going to record it, and then it's on my blog on the 100-day challenge. But go check it out. I'm just I'll find the URL for you. Why not? Here's my link. Here we go. Ruby said, another great point, honoring my values. It is so hard to comply in the work environment and it's against my values. Especially learning to fail and fall and get up from whether it's immediately. I guess, Ruby, it's really got to maybe reframe your place in it. Maybe reframe your place in it. So what am I trying to say there? What I'm trying to say is you're in an environment where you're saying it's a dismal place of data, not humans, and not humans learning and failing and succeeding. Okay, so that's a shit way. I'm not saying it's a shit way for you to look at it. Like if you look at it like that, it's like I wouldn't be inspired by that either. So what other meaning can you give it? Because you have control over that. You can't control the circumstances. You rock up every day and you're faced with a certain situation. You can't control that. But you can control what you think about it, and you control, you know, how you're going to tackle it in a way that feels good for you. Or you can simply accept the fact that that is your place of work, and you focus on all of those other things that are important to you outside of work. And, you know, I never ever want to think of anyone as being in a bit of a holding pattern while they're at their job. That's not a cool way to live. But what, you know, I reckon you do whatever you need to do to feel good about what you're doing, because, you know, everything is energy. And when we want to attract the things that are most important to us in our lives, and we want to attract good stuff into our lives, our energy needs to be good. So if you have this negative energy about your work and your environment, and that's spilling into every other area of your life, you're only going to attract more crap. If you're feeling bad and negative, you're only going to attract more negativity, and that's just the way that it is. So it's really important that you find a way to be positive about that, or one element of that, or at least, you know, feel positive about who you are when you show up and the intention that you have to do the job that you want to do, and focus on the impact that you have on that one kid who's sitting at the back of the class who, you know, had a moment because you said the right thing at the right time for them. Focus on your role, focus on how you show up, and the rest will just take care of itself. You'd be surprised at the monumental shifts that you can make happen in your external environment just by changing what goes on between your ears. I've seen it over and over again. I've experienced it myself many times. There have been many times, especially in my early life, when I was in situations I didn't want to be in, and I had no control over the situation, but I changed my outlook. There's a great book that you should read if you haven't read it already. It's probably really good for you, Ruby, right now. It's Viktor Frankl's A Man's Hidden Search for Meaning, and it's the story of a concentration camp survivor. He's also a psychiatrist, I think he is, don't quote me on that. But he was in a concentration camp, and he made a very distinct and clear decision that I have no control over my circumstances at all. I have zero control over what's going to happen to me and what's going to happen in my day. But I can control one thing, and I can control the way that I think about it. No one can take that from me. No one can tell me what to think. No one can change my mind about what I think. I have full control over that. And he not only lived through that concentration camp when many people died, you know, he supported a lot of people while he was in there, and he went on to write the book that has inspired millions and millions of people over the years. But it's a great book. It's Viktor Frankl, and I think it's Viktor is spelled Viktor, I believe, and it's Frankle, I think. But Google it, A Man's Hidden Search for Meaning, or A Man's Search for Meaning. There are two. It's the first book. Make sure you get the first one. The second one wasn't as good for me, but that'll really help you. Anyone that's in a situation where they feel like I'm trapped and I'm going to be trapped for a while and I feel like I have no control, just know that you have control. Go and read that book. It'll really help you. Anyway, guys, I'm going to head off because I've got a bit to do today, and it's been so good to have you on the call, and it's been so good to have some interaction. So I am going to go. It's naughty. I know I should be going live on my business page, but it's like a freaking, you know, what's it called? Ghost town there, even though I've got over 10,000 followers. Ruby's just said, reframe my place in it. Give my meaning to it. Thank you. And I'm very much positive, but airing my concerns. Yeah, for sure. I'm not suggesting at all, Ruby, that you're negative or being negative. It was just a good conversation point. So yeah, look, please don't take it that I'm saying you're being negative. I'm not. But yeah, I'm glad you got something from it, and I hope that book helps too. Yeah. So I'll be back. Anyway, have an amazing day. Thank you for being part of the call. And if you're not in my Secret Coaches business group, make sure that you go and get into that group, because there's some great conversations going on in there. I'm going to be running a lot of free training in there that isn't going to be live on my pages, and you want to be a part of it because I'm really pumped up and keen to share the stuff that I've learned over the years to help coaches become better coaches and to do it easier, and feel more at ease and at peace with the coaching that they're doing with their clients. Anyway, that's it. Have a great day. Mwah.